Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and we are back with another sponsored video in our series about the Logitech Mevo Multicam app. In prior videos, we took their Mevo Start cameras like this one here and linked them up with my iPad and gave us the ability to live stream and record a multi-camera video production. And now they've got a way where you can actually bring your smartphone into the mix and use phones as cameras instead or in addition to the Mevo cameras you have on your network. And it's through an app called Mevo Go. And you can also use the app to share a screen from a mobile device if you wanted to do a tutorial video, for example, like this one. And we'll try that out as well. Now, I do want to let you know, in the interest of full disclosure, that this is a paid sponsorship from Logitech, and they are reviewing and approving what you're about to see before it is uploaded for accuracy. So let's get into it now and see what this new Mevo Go app is all about. Now, you'll find the Mevo Go app on the iPhone and iPad App Store and on the Google Play Store for Android devices. And we're going to install this on both of these phones here. I've got an Android and an iPhone on the desk here. Now, on my iPad that's running the production, we're going to run the Mevo Multicam app that we're going to use to manage our production, record it, and stream it out. And we've done a bunch of videos on how this part works. So if you wanted to get into the nitty-gritty about setting this up from scratch, definitely check out the other videos in my series. Here I'm going to be assuming that you've seen that already or are familiar with the Multicam app, so we can see how these phones can quickly get integrated into the mix. Now, in order for these phones to work, though, with our Multicam app, we do need to subscribe to the Mevo Pro subscription plan. And if you are subscribed, you don't need any of the Mevo cameras at all. You could run your production entirely from smartphones. Now, as far as compatibility is concerned, on Apple devices, this will run on iOS 14 or newer. And that means you can get this camera app up and running as a camera in your multi-camera system on phones like the iPhone 6s from a number of years ago and a bunch of older iPads as well. So if you have some older Apple devices around, see if it'll run the Mevo Go app, because you might be able to breathe some new life into a device that you set aside. On Android, it's a similar story here. This will support Android 8 or higher. And there's a lot of phones out there from the last number of years that can run Android 8 at a minimum. One thing I do suggest that you do, though, is thoroughly test everything before you put it into production first, because there are a lot of variations in hardware, especially on the Android side. So you'll want to make sure that this is going to work for you before you rely on it. But I think you will find that a lot of phones that you just put aside are going to work really well as cameras in our multi-camera production. So let's get these apps going and see how we can make all this work. So let's set this up on this iPhone and this Android phone. The process is largely the same between the two, but the messages you might see will look a little different, so I wanted to do both here at the same time. Now, when you click on Get Started, it's going to remind you that this app requires Mevo Multicam to work. And that, of course, is what we have installed on our iPad here that's going to run our production. And we'll get into connecting these phones to the iPad in a minute once we get the apps going here. Now, one of the cool things about this is that you don't have to log into anything. So if you find yourself out in the field, you can grab somebody's phone, install the app, and as long as you're on the same network, you can get everything up and running. Now, what you're first going to be presented here with is your choice for what you want to send to the iPad that's running our production. So we can do video and audio, which would send camera and microphone audio over to the iPad. We can screencast, which we'll demo in a few minutes as well. And you can also set this up as a remote microphone, which means that if you had a USB microphone plugged into the phone, you could use the phone as a wireless microphone system, which will send just the audio back over to your Mevo Multicam app, which can get mixed in. And they've done a very good job of getting everything synchronized when you do connect these devices, so you don't have to spend too much time getting everything lined up from a synchronization standpoint. But we're going to begin, though, with video and audio, just so you can see what kind of permissions you need to grant. So as you can see here, both are requiring some access. So on the iPhone here, I have to allow it to find devices on the network. That's how we're going to find our Mevo Multicam app. So we're going to click Allow there. It also needs access to the microphone and the camera. On the Android side, same thing here. We need to give it access to the camera, so we're going to allow that while using the app along with audio. And then we'll allow it to send us notifications too. Why not? So now we're kind of set up here. I'm just going to move the iPhone aside so we don't get too confused. And they've got a few tutorial things that they'll run you through here, and I'll talk about these in a second. And then you can get going with your system. Now this is blank right now because the camera lens is pointed down, but if I go over here to those 3 periods, I can flip the camera and pick up my forward-facing camera here. Now you have the ability to crop and zoom on different parts of the screen. So for example, I could zoom in on my camera overhead here if I wanted to and only show that. So you do have the ability to kind of tighten up the shot here and get everything situated. Now I'm going to flip the camera around here and show you a few other features that I think are useful when you're out and about with the camera here. So if we go back to that period menu here, what you'll see are a few other things that we can adjust. So the first item here is the focus button. Right now I've got it set to an autofocus, but I could manually focus here. And what you can do is just drag this slider here to adjust your camera's focus controls here. And you can dial it in and lock it in to where it looks the best. This is not a touchscreen focus. You got to use the little dial here. But once you set it on manual, it's going to stay there, and you don't have to worry about the camera going out of focus later. If we go back to that menu, we have another option here, very similar, for exposure. So I can underexpose or overexpose if I want, or I can leave it here in the middle, which will be a automatic kind of setting there. This you saw earlier. That's how we can flip things around. You can zoom the entire image here by just tapping on the 1x, and depending on what your camera supports, you might have a tighter zoom than this. And what's cool about this, though, is that when I've got it on the 2x here, I can then further zoom in if I want. So I'm working off of that telephoto lens here on this particular phone, so that's pretty useful. Now, by default, the phone will send video from its camera, but also audio from its microphones, and you can adjust the audio on the iPad app, which I'll show you in a minute. But if you definitely don't want to ever get audio from the phone, you can hit the mute button here, which will turn the microphones off at the source, so the phone will never send audio. We'll leave it on for now. If I go over here to the gear icon, we can change the name of the camera, we can set a password, and you can also adjust how the crop and zoom that I just showed you works. So if you wanted to wait a little bit longer before it sees a tap on the screen, you can adjust things this way, and you can basically dial everything into a setting that works best in your environment. And what's also helpful here is that there's a lock button, and what this will do is lock the settings in place. So if somebody comes by and touches it, nothing is going to happen here. And if I want to unlock it, I just have to hold down my finger over this lock until it releases that, and you're ready to go. Now you can also end the session by tapping End Session, and that will bring us back to the menu. This app has to be loaded and active in order for the video to get sent to your controlling device. So be prepared to leave that app on and in the foreground. You can't take a phone call while you're in the middle of a production, for example. And for longer productions, I would definitely recommend having a power source available for your phones so you don't lose one in the middle of everything. So now that we understand how the app works, let's bring it in now to the Multicam app and see what we can do with it. All right, so we've got the Mevo Multicam app here loaded up, and I have nothing in it right now because we're going to add these 2 Mevo Go sources now that we just set up on the iPhone and on the Android phone. Now I put the Pixel phone outside so we can get 2 very different views of what we're looking at here. And I'm going to hit the plus icon, and you can see now under Mevo Pro, it has found 2 Mevo Go instances on the same network that this iPad is on right now. So I'm going to click on that. And what I'm going to do first is connect to the outdoor camera by clicking Connect. And we'll see it showing up there. We're getting audio from outside as well, as you can see. And now I'm going to click Connect on the iPhone. And both now are in my production. So if I click Continue here, you can see that we've got both up here, and I'm able to switch between them. And for example, I could hit record now and start recording a little production where I'm going back and forth between these 2 different devices. If I zoom in on the iPhone, for example, we can get an extreme close-up, maybe a little too close for comfort there, or I can zoom out here and get us out a little bit further. So I've got all of those controls, and these 2 phones are now working just like a Mevo camera works. And speaking of a Mevo camera, if I hit the plus button here, I can bring in a regular Mevo camera and integrate it into my production. So I've got a Mevo camera on a tripod right here. I will get a warning because now we're starting to add more cameras that are going to put a greater load on the Wi-Fi. And what this warning is doing is just making me aware of the fact that my Wi-Fi network needs to be robust enough to support all of this activity. Now, my Wi-Fi is, but this is another reason why you really should test thoroughly before you go live with something to make sure your production environment can support all the different things that you're connecting to it. And what's happening now is we are connecting to that Mevo camera. It's going to synchronize everything up here, which might take a minute or two, and then it will be added onto our switcher here. So now I can say hello on the Mevo camera in addition to the iPhone here, and of course having my outdoor shot from the Android phone. And I found that the synchronization between the devices works quite well. So they do a lot kind of behind the scenes to keep all these different devices synced up properly throughout the production. Now you're going to notice though that we're getting audio from all of these devices. Now again, we can mute directly on the phone. So for example, if I mute the iPhone here, what will happen is you'll see its audio disappear, so it's no longer providing any audio. And if I turn that mute off, you can see those bars will start bouncing there. But you can control it also from the iPad here. So for example, if I wanted to keep the audio from outside, but maybe a little bit lower, I can turn down the pixel here a little bit, and then I could decide to only have my audio coming from my Mevo camera by bringing the iPhone volume all the way down here. So I have audio mixing controls that I can adjust on a camera-by-camera basis, including those Mevo Go cameras. Now what I'm going to do here though is take my iPhone out of the mix, because what I want to do is show you how we can share its screen and demo a little tutorial video perhaps where you might want to show an app running in addition to having yourself on screen. Let's get that going. All right, so we're going to go back to the home screen of the Mevo Go app here, and instead of selecting video and audio, we're going to do a screencast. So I'm going to click on Continue here, and then I'm going to click this button, and then I'm going to click Start Broadcast. And this will be a very similar procedure on the Android platform. And now we are broadcasting, and what I'm going to do here is actually go over to this game that I've got running here. And I'm going to go back to our Mevo app here and go over to the Mevo Go selection that we just did before. And like before, I'm going to connect my iPhone. So if I click Connect here and say, OK, got it, we will now bring this iPhone in, except now we've got the game running here. And as you can see, it's actually running pretty smoothly. I'll start the recording here so you can get a closer look at it. Now, of course, the latency is such that you're going to want to play on your iPhone screen directly for the best results here. But it is able to keep up here pretty nicely here over the network. And this might be a fun way to not only stream a game, but maybe even something from a drone or anything else that outputs video or any kind of image through your phone screen. But there's more we can do with this. Let's take a look at another example. Now, in a prior video, we talked about the picture-in-picture capabilities of the Mevo Multicam app. It was pretty impressive to see what can be done using just a mobile device as your video production hardware. And what we're going to do now is kind of demonstrate how you might be able to do a tutorial video, for example, with my image on screen along with my phone's image on screen simultaneously. So what I'm going to do is go down here to the plus button and go to Picture-in-Picture. And for a camera, I'm going to select the Mevo Go here, which in this instance is the image from my iPhone that's being sent to this iPad. Now you'll see that right now it's got it in a landscape orientation, but I can change this to portrait. And if I do free placement here, I can move it around and get it into a position that works best. So I'm going to start it off over here and see how that works. I can also adjust what the border looks like around it. I can make that stroke thicker. I can change the color. Maybe we'll do something like that. And then I can put a little circle or rounded corner to the edges there also and hit Done. And now I've got this on screen. What I'm going to do, though, is pull my image up here and hit the record button. And while we're talking, if I go back to our picture-in-picture and enable that, I've now got my iPhone on screen, and if I'm talking about maybe directing you to my community post section, I can demonstrate what that looks like here while I am talking to the audience. And although you can't see my phone right now on this camera, you can see me using the phone and what my phone is showing me through the Mevo Go app that is mirroring the screen of this iPhone. And this is a way that you can do the sorts of tutorial videos that you might see out there that might be useful to the audience, especially if you're trying to live stream something and demonstrate something running on your phone. Rather than position a camera, you can actually just show what the screen looks like. So that's going to do it for this tutorial of the Mevo Go app. And again, this does require the Mevo Pro subscription, but this is a more affordable way of bringing more cameras into your Mevo Multicam system. And you don't actually need a Mevo camera at all if you are on the Mevo Pro tier. They do have a free trial of Mevo Pro, so you can try it out and see if all of your cameras work before you commit anything. And it's something I think adds a lot of value to the platform here, and I continue to be impressed by what this iPad is able to do from a production standpoint. That is going to do it for now. Until next time, this is Lon.TV. Thanks to Logitech for their support of the channel, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.